Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Charlottesville. Welcome to everybody who's watching online on Facebook and YouTube and what else is there? Our website, eventually Instagram and Twitter someday, maybe. But welcome to Unity of Charlottesville. It's good to see you all. And we welcome you. And we're going to begin this morning with a song, I believe. Yeah?
One of our favorites. Yes.
And no man on the nightly news could ever take it from me.
God will provide.
And no drop in the stock market could ever take it from me.
God will provide.
And no bad economy can ever take it from me.
God will provide.
I say nothing in this world can ever take
God
it
will
from
provide.
me. Jehovah Jireh, God will provide. 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 Jehovah Jireh. Yeah. Woo.
Yeah, wonderful. We have, aren't they magnificent? Yes.
And Aisha back here on the mic, on the microphone as well.
Yes, Aisha's on the mic as well. Thank you, Aisha. Oh, welcome, everyone to Unity of Charlottesville. Doesn't it feel good to be in here on this kind of a dark day, to be huddled together in spiritual community? What a wonderful way to come together in love and in friendship. Welcome to all of you online. We're very grateful you're with us. And I'm Reverend Patricia Galino-Lansky. This is co-minister, my beloved Reverend Don Lansky. And we are your co-ministers here. And this is an incredibly amazing place, Unity. Unity is a place that welcomes all people, no matter what the outer differences may be. We know that we are one family. So we welcome every race, nationality, creed, lifestyle, sexual orientation, and gender identity, ability and disability. All people are welcome here, and that's why we're called Unity, because we are all one. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And we get to celebrate this idea every week and share our love with each other, knowing the truth that we are all sisters and brothers of one great family. So with all of that, let's pray in. And I invite you to pray with me, because your prayer energy together is amazing. And together, as we come together in prayer, we know that our prayers are strong, they are powerful to do the work that is ours to do. So we allow ourselves now to simply rest in our heart space, that place of the heart that is almost indescribably beautiful, the place of peace, of love, of the deepest connection with Spirit as in and through, as who we are as Spirit, and the connection with all of life and all of our powers as well. So we reside there now in the center of our hearts, breathing into that space, allowing it to expand beyond the confines of our physical body, allowing our heart space, our heart energy to expand around this entire sanctuary and beyond, to all of those online, to all of those in our community of Charlottesville and our entire world. Our hearts can do that. Our hearts can expand that far and envelop everyone in the energy of love. Imagine that right now, that you are touching, uplifting, comforting, energizing all of the brothers and sisters all around this world with your intention of love. And we are so grateful to know that this particular day will never, never happen again in this particular way. That this is a unique and unrepeatable experience right now that all of us are having. And so we celebrate this day. We celebrate now, which will never come again. And we are so grateful to be part of this community, of this spiritual community that celebrates all people as one. Such a light in our world. And we do pray and claim this in the name and after the nature of the indwelling Christ in us all. And so it is. Amen.
Yes, amen.
And we conclude our prayer with our statement of faith. Together, please. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And so it is. Well, please stand now for our welcome.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Please be seated. Before we welcome the children to move to Youth Ed, I wanted to let you know that I will be going with them today. I want to talk to them about what's coming up in my life and have an opportunity to talk with all of them. So I will see you at the end of the service when we all come back. You're in great hands with with Don Lansky. Yeah. And I'll see you soon.
Okay, well, we're going to invite Maria to come up.
Good morning. All right, you know, they say there is no such thing as a free lunch, but they are wrong because on October 31st, we're having a party and we're having our goodbye and hello party. So to say goodbye to Patricia as she moves into her next phase and to say hello to Reverend Don and his expanded role as senior minister. So we will be having a catered lunch, so please sign up. There is a sign up online that you can get through the website or through the weekly emails. There's also a physical sign up right out in the narthex, and you can sign up there. And I think that's it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it is. That's it. Yeah. I did want to say that Patricia is still doing some small group meetings. These are small group gatherings that you can just share and have fellowship with her before she leaves. And the dates are on the next slide here. So Tuesday, October 19th on Zoom for the Zoom folks, and then October 21st and October 24th. So sign up for that online. You can register right on our website.
I forgot the important part. When is the party? October 31st. Feel free to dress up in your amazing costumes, and just make sure you RSVP if you want lunch by October 26th.
Thanks.
Now I'm done.
Okay, thank you. So the next thing we'd like to do is we actually have 2 new voting members that we would like to welcome as voting members of our church. You know, we used to have a distinction between voting members and non-voting members and congregants, and it seemed silly to send a letter out that would say, "Dear congregant." We would much rather say, "Dear member." So anybody can be a member of Unity of Charlottesville, but if you choose to be a voting member of Charlottesville, there are a couple of requirements. You have to take Unity Basics 1 and Unity Basics 2, which is the history of Unity and also what Unity teaches, so that you have some familiarity with the things that you might someday be voting on. And also, being a voting member means that you are eligible for some of the leadership positions, like the Board of Trustees. If you wanted to be on the Board of Trustees, you'd have to be a voting member. So we have 2 wonderful folks today who have passed all these requirements. Actually, they've been members of Unity of Unity of the Seven Hills in Lynchburg for 30 years. And they are now going to become voting members here at Unity of Charlottesville. And I would like to welcome them and bring them up, John and Renee Sankowitz. So, if you want to come out?
Yay, John and Renee.
Come on up. So welcome. We'd like to introduce you to everybody. If they don't already know you, these wonderful people, and we have some gifts for you. We have this. And we have your certificate of membership. And we want to honor you with a song.
All right.
Yes? We're going to sing to you.
1, 2, 3.
And if you know it, please sing along. If you know the words.
I behold the Christ as you, here the life of God I see. I can see a great peace too. I can see you whole and free. I behold the Christ as you. I can see this as you walk. I can see this in all you do. I can see this as you talk. I behold God's love expressed. I can see you filled with power. I can see you ever blessed. See Christ as you hour by hour. I behold the Christ as you. I can see the perfect one. Led by God in all you do. I can see God's work is done.
We welcome you as voting members. So good to have you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So Patricia, if you came in a little late, said that a little bit about who we are, that we are open to people of all race, color, creed, sexual identity, gender orientation, all of that. So please join us in the mission statement. Together, Unity of Charlottesville empowers everyone to express their unique divinity, making a positive difference in the world.
I'm through asking where I'm going. I've been asking all my life. I've grown tired of all this wondering when everything seems to turn out right. So when my mind needs something to do, wants to know the future, I whisper this: I'm okay. I've always been, and I'll always be that way. So here goes nothing. I'm taking a chance. I'm opening up, knowing that I'm in good hands. And here goes everything. It's all on the line. Oh, but I'm not afraid this time. Some say crazy, some say naive, to close my eyes and take that leap. But I know better, and I believe even in the dark my soul can see. So when my mind plays its usual game, oh, my answer is always the same. Here goes nothing. I'm taking a chance. I'm opening up, knowing that I'm in good hands. it's all on the line. Oh, but I'm not afraid this time. Here goes nothing. I'm taking a chance. I'm opening up, knowing that I'm in good hands. And here goes everything. It's all on the line. Oh, but I'm not afraid this time. No, I'm not afraid this time. No, I'm not afraid this time. I'm okay. I've always been, and I'll always be that way. I'm okay. I've always been, and I'll always be that way.
You're okay. She's okay.
That was beautiful. Wow. I have to spoil it with a bad joke. So a man is walking along this California beach, and he's a man of faith. He's deep in prayer. And suddenly he hears himself saying out loud, "Lord, please just grant me this one wish." And suddenly the clouds start clouding over, and he hears this huge booming voice. And the voice says, "Because you've been faithful, I will grant you this one wish." It's God speaking. The man says, "Well, please build a bridge to Hawaii so that I can drive there anytime I want to." The Lord answered, "Well, you're very materialistic. Think of the logistics of that kind of undertaking, the supports that are required to reach down to the Pacific, and the concrete and the steel and all that's involved, all the money and expense. I can do it, of course, I'm God. But it's hard for me to justify such worldly things. So why don't you think about this a little bit? Come back to me with a wish that really glorifies and honors God, me." Right? So the man thought about this for a long time, and finally he said, "Lord, I wish I could understand women. I want to know what they feel inside. I want to know what they're thinking when they give me the silent treatment, why they cry, what they mean when I ask them if something's wrong, and they say, 'Nothing.' And how can I make a woman truly happy?" God thinks about this for a few minutes, and he says, "How many lanes do you want on that bridge?" Well, this is the second week of our... I'm sorry? Believe me, she'll hear it. So we're in our second week of this fall book study, and we're studying the book Divine Audacity by Reverend Linda Martella Whitsett. And this is a book about what Charles Fillmore, Unity's co-founder, wrote about as the 12 powers. These are our 12 divine attributes, these 12 qualities that each one of us are born with. And I think of the 12 powers as sort of a divine lottery ticket. So I want to ask you, you can be honest, how many of you bought a lottery ticket last week for the $672 million Powerball? Anybody? Good, all right. Now, you know, when the Powerball is $20 million, I think it's not even worth my time. It's pocket change, really, right? But when it gets to be $672 million, I get a little bit interested, because I know that there are a lot of really great things that I could do with $672 million. For one thing, I would pay off our church mortgage. And then I would spend the rest of my life giving it away to wonderful, fabulous causes and and wonderful, useful things from perhaps my private Learjet, because I do like toys and I deserve something from it. But that's how I kind of really think about it, how I visualize it. And I know that the odds of winning the Powerball are 1 in 292.2 million. But someone does eventually win, right? Someone last week won that lottery from California. So why shouldn't it be me? Or Marge, why shouldn't it be you? You bought a ticket, right? Why shouldn't it be you? Don't you deserve it? Yeah, you do. So do I. So imagine this. Imagine if you bought a lottery ticket for the $672 million prize, and you feel like you deserve it, but something inside of you, some little voice says, oh, but the odds are 1 in 292.2 million, so how could I possibly win? And so the drawing happens, and you're carrying around this lottery ticket in your pocket or your purse. You don't even check to see if you've won, right? You even forgot that you ever bought a ticket in the first place. And so the drawing happens. And now imagine, what if you actually had the winning ticket? You actually had it. You won $672 million. You're walking around with this ticket, crumpled up in your pocket or purse without knowing that you've won. And you may be walking around worrying about your bills. You may be thinking, I want to go on this next vacation, but how am I going to pay for it? And all the while, you're a multimillionaire. Except, you're not really a multimillionaire until and unless you claim the prize. So that's how I think about these 12 powers. Faith, understanding, will, imagination, zeal, power, love, wisdom, strength, order, release, and life. That we have these divine qualities within us, and when fully activated and fully developed, they represent the wholeness of what we call our Christ consciousness, or our Christed consciousness. But we forget. We forget that we have them. We forget that we can access them. We forget that we can fully develop them, that we can actually work and think, and through thought and action and belief and perception, that we can actually change our belief and strengthen these powers, which means that our suffering, our limitations, our feelings of inadequacy sometimes, our doubts, our fears, our uncertainties, our feelings of not being worthy or not feeling good enough, come mostly from our misuse or imbalance or underdevelopment of these powers, which we already possess. We already have, just like we are carrying around this lottery ticket. But what if constructive, positive, and enlightened understanding through that, the use of our 12 powers actually becomes our salvation? Now, salvation, the word salvation, is a heavily loaded word, especially for us religious refugees who wind up at Unity, right? This is a word that religions around the world have weaponized over time. Are you saved? All of that stuff. But the word salvation comes from the Latin word salvus, and the word salvus means healing or wholeness. So salvation means being saved means that the state of healing or wholeness that comes by allowing our Christ consciousness to be fully developed in our awareness, in our mind, body, and spirit. And I remember years ago, long before this church was built, when our office was up in the UHHC building up there, and there was a child one day, a child of one of our Unity parents, who asked me if I was saved. Now, his mother attended Unity. His father was an evangelical Christian who did not attend Unity. And of course he meant, was I saved by Jesus? Was Jesus my Lord and Savior? And I thought about it, and I thought about how Unity defines salvation and being saved, and how Jesus was the embodiment and the template for a fully developed, God-realized, God-centered being, and how his message of salvation was really, ultimately, about healing and wholeness. And so I thought, yeah, I've been saved. Yeah. So Reverends David and Galen Williamson are friends of Patricia and mine and mentors, and they describe the 12 powers through this schematic. And so what God is here is the sum total of the creative energy in and as the universe. And of course, in Unity, we know that there are many names of God, many paths to God, and you are free to choose whatever works for you. We don't tell you how to do that or what God is for you. You decide that for yourself. And in this diagram, God expressing in and through us is what we call the Christ consciousness, or the God self. And others may call this God self by different names as well. Spiritual essence, Buddha nature, Atman, transpersonal self, the I am. And the Christ light expresses in and through us through our powers of mind, which are the 12 powers or divine attributes. And these powers are used or misused according to our thoughts and according to our understanding. So the Christ is like a light bulb in a slide projector or a movie projector. It's always shining. And we change the quality of what's being projected and how we manifest in the world by the use of our minds, the use of our thoughts, the use of our beliefs. And by recognizing and intentionally choosing, we have to choose to develop these different qualities. And so really the takeaway here is that each one of us has these 12 powers. We never not have them. You always have them because they're inherent within us. And our job, our responsibility, is to quicken and to strengthen each of these powers. And so today we're talking about the power of faith. And if we're going to do that, we should look at a definition of faith. And this is one I like, that faith is the certainty, conviction, and expectation that there is an ultimate reality that lies beyond what we can perceive through our senses. Faith enables us to open to infinite possibilities and empowers us to make the possible real. Now, do we have proof that there is an ultimate reality that lies beyond what we can perceive through our five senses? No. Jesus spoke about the realm of infinite possibilities as the kingdom of heaven or the kingdom of God within. And that means that the infinite possibilities, or the field of infinite possibilities, includes things like unconditional love, unfailing wisdom, overflowing abundance, perpetual expansion, continuous creativity, all of these different things. Can we prove the existence of ultimate reality? We can't. Can we prove the existence of God? No. Nor can we prove the existence of the kingdom of heaven. Because that comes from a sense of deep inner knowing. Inner knowing, beyond what we can perceive through our five senses. And this is what we call in Unity spiritual faith. Spiritual faith. So Linda Martella-Whitsett, the author of Divine Audacity, writes that the wielder of this greatest power of faith is one who not only perceives possibilities, but who views the impossible as possible. And that kind of faith keeps us going no matter what. That kind of faith keeps us keeping on. That kind of faith is the faith that moves mountains, that gets us through things, that can't keep us down, even through all of the different ups and downs of life. That's what spiritual faith is all about. And I can't think of a better example of this than our church finances. For those of you who have served on the Board of Trustees, I know many folks here actually have served on the Board of Trustees, and I think probably many folks at home online have been on the Board of Trustees. You know what a miracle it is that Unity of Charlottesville exists. It's a miracle. And it's really thanks to the generosity of you all and through our thoughts and prayers and through our members and friends and all of that who support the ministry financially. But for much of the year, our finances looked impossible. Where's our treasurer? Janet, is that true? Our finances look impossible. They just look impossible. And I'm convinced that it's really through our prayers and through our faith that continually we just make it. We make it through. We make the impossible possible. All of us together do that. So faith makes the impossible real, and it makes the possible real as well. As Jesus said, according to our faith, it is done unto us, according to our faith. And all of this sounds well and good, I think, except what happens when we feel that our faith is wavering or our faith falters or we're losing our faith? And when are the times in your life when you've had the experience that someone that you love or a beloved pet became ill or died, or someone that you thought was a friend betrayed you, or there was some unexpected financial challenge or relationship or health challenge? Or just looking around the world, looking at the incredible suffering that this pandemic has been causing around the world, or the natural disasters like the earthquake in Haiti and millions of people affected by that. And so have you ever thought to yourself, what kind of God would do that? And why would I put my faith in such a God? I have an answer, maybe, a possible answer. What if God doesn't do anything? What if God is everything? Right? What if God doesn't do anything? God is everything. So that faith is really about faith in immutable truth principles, unchanging truth principles, immutable laws of the universe. And that we as individuals, and we have as a species actually, can recognize these principles and we can begin to utilize them in a positive, constructive, understanding, faith-filled way. And so we seek to understand, which is another of the 12 powers actually. Understanding is one of the 12 powers. But intellectual understanding may not get us there, because intellectual understanding is about the facts that we observe in the outer world. And spiritual understanding is about an inner knowing, an inner feeling beyond our five senses, that we're spiritual beings living in a spiritual world governed by spiritual principle, governed by immutable spiritual laws. And spiritual understanding allows us to look beyond outer appearances to the underlying reality, the ultimate reality of all things, which in unity we call one presence, one power. Charles Fillmore said that spiritual understanding is the ability of the mind to apprehend and realize the laws of thought and the relation of ideas one to the other. So we can't really lose faith, if this is true. We can't really lose faith because we already have all the faith we will ever need. But sometimes it can sure feel like we've lost our faith. We can feel like we're losing our faith. That's a valid feeling that we can have sometimes. And so then the question becomes, well, where do I put my faith? What is my faith in? And if you want to know the answer to that question or those questions, then maybe you need to consider, what do I think most about? What do I focus my attention on the most? Where is my attention going most of the time? Where do I spend my money and my time? What do I expect? What do I talk about? What do I wish for? What do I want to see happen? What do I want to see my life centered around? And what do I want to set myself up for? And maybe if you look at that, you might find where you're putting your faith, right? Is my faith in my job, my stock market, my spouse, my partner? Where's my faith? The Williamsons, who I mentioned earlier, gave an example of how when we plant an apple seed, we have faith that an apple tree will come up. When we squeeze an orange, we have faith that orange juice will come out. But when we visualize prosperity and abundance, or when we visualize being more loving or more compassionate, do we really believe, do we really have faith that we'll experience a manifestation of that? How strong is our faith? How strong is our belief? And that's like buying that $672 million lottery ticket, believing that you deserve to win, but then having some small little voice inside you, some underlying belief that, well, the odds are 1 in 292.2 million. I don't really think that's possible. Just that little small underlying belief. But someone did win, by the way. Someone did win last week. So the feeling of losing our faith, or the feeling of faltering our faith, or having a crisis of faith, comes about when we put our faith in something else. We put our faith in doubt, or uncertainty, or lack and limitation, or fear. So maybe we should be exploring our underlying beliefs if we feel that we're losing our faith or questioning our faith. What do we believe underlying what we say we believe? And I think maybe the spiritual journey is really about getting into alignment with who we say we are, right? Who we say we've come here to be. Now, we do need to understand the distinction between blind faith and spiritual faith. So blind faith is trust in a power higher than ourselves, but without really a full understanding of the principles of being. How do these immutable laws work? How do they apply to my life, and how can I apply them? So in a way, blind faith puts limitations and conditions on that which is limitless, infinite, and unconditional. We expect God or the universe to behave in a certain way, and when it doesn't, our faith is shattered. Kind of like this guy, right? This says he's visiting his pastor, and it says, any other reason for your disappointment with God other than your team has never won the Super Bowl, right? So God doesn't behave the way we want, and our faith is shattered. How could this be happening? So spiritual faith understands the law of mind action and is based on spiritual truth principle, which means that there are no victims. There are no victims with spiritual faith because we're responsible for how we use our faith and where we put our faith. That's on us, not on God. It's on us. Mahatma Gandhi said this about faith. He said, it is faith that steers us through stormy seas, faith that moves mountains, and faith that jumps across the ocean. That faith is nothing but a living, wide-awake consciousness of God within. A living, wide-awake consciousness of God within. So how can we strengthen our faith today, this week? How can we fully access this power of faith that we have within us? And most of you know that I am a huge proponent of transcending, which for me is another way of saying, be still. Be still. As the psalmist said, be still and know. Transcending means going beyond outer worldly conditions, going beyond the field of thought, emotion, action, beyond outer conditions, to a field of silence that exists within each one of us. And of course, we know that there are many tools to do that. Prayer and meditation are my go-to, and I know the go-to for many of you as well, but just taking time out, just giving yourself the privilege and the luxury of taking time out to walk in nature or to contemplate or to jog or do something creative. Because it is in the silence that spirit whispers and infinity breathes. And that is where we find the spiritual foundation of faith. So let's prepare for meditation.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in your faith. And I am stronger every mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and my spirit is my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free as I continue walking in this mystery. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day, and I'm more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment, every day.
So as we continue in this time of meditation, just relaxing even more deeply, feeling your feet firmly planted in the ground. And I want to invite you to imagine or to visualize a blue light in your pineal gland. That's somewhere in the middle of your cerebrum. It doesn't matter if you don't know where that is exactly, but just to visualize that blue light. This is what Charles Fillmore said was the physiological equivalent of spiritual faith. And just imagine this blue light radiating from within your head, within your brain. As we affirm together and silently, my faith is established in God's unfailing goodness. My faith is established in God's unfailing goodness. I have faith that Spirit opens new doors of good to me at all times. My faith lifts me above all fears and concerns into the light of my true self. I have faith in my power to do seemingly impossible things. I place my faith in I can rather than I can't. I can because I know I am. My faith is large enough to receive an infinite flow of good. And I say yes to that good. I visualize this pure blue light flowing from the center of my brain now as faith flows through all the cells and circuits of my body, filling me with vitality, wholeness, and healing. And I invite us now just to take these affirmations into the silence. I am faith-filled, secure, and confident. My faith lifts me above all fears and concerns into the light of my true self. And when I am in doubt, when I am lonely or fearful, I take a breath and I remember that I have all of the faith within me that I will ever need. And for this we say thank you, thank you. And so it is. So I invite you to take time to come out. If it feels comfortable, just to very easily and gently, slowly open your eyes. So this is a time in our service where we get to give back, and we have Carol with our butterfly net today wandering around, and of course you can always give online through our brand new app or through text to give, and also by sending a check into Unity of Charlottesville. And this is our principle of giving and receiving. As Jesus said, as we give, it is given unto us. So we give thanks for that. So we're going to do a song. Oh, first let's do our blessing. Yeah, first we have to give stuff. All right, thanks. Yeah, let me give you that. Thank you. Yeah, and let's do our blessing. Can we have the next slide? Together, divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Many pray along the way. They don't stop to wonder what the world is coming to. They let something higher reveal the way to greater love. So the truth is telling me, sing of liberation for the ones who are not free. Love can take us higher, reveal the way to greater love, greater love. So we let it wash over us, we let it make us kinder, we let it lift us higher, we let it be. We let it early in the morning, we let it hold us together, we let it wash over us, we let it be, we let it. Still some cry along the way, walking through the sadness for a world that needs to know love can take us higher, reveal the way to greater love. Oh yeah, greater love. So the truth keeps keeps telling me love's the only answer, and to all humanity we can stay inspired, reveal the way to greater love, greater love. So we let it wash over us, we let it make us kinder, we let it lift us higher, we let it be, we let it early in the morning,
We let it. We let it.
wash over us,
We let it.
we let it be. Stand up. We let the love wash over us.
We let it be.
Got it. Joy.
We let the joy wash over us. We let it be.
Give us some peace.
We let the peace wash over us. We let it be.
Comes back to love.
We let the love wash over us. We let it be. Well, before the children come back, we have some opportunities for transformation. Every week, every Wednesday from 6:30 to 7, we have a powerful time of healing and wholeness. That's our midweek faith service from 6:30 to 7, and everybody is welcome to join us. And it's on Zoom, and the link is on our weekly emails that we send out. And Women of Unity will be meeting again on Thursday, October 21st. And that is in person, do we know, or online? Anybody know? In person, okay, here downstairs in the terrace level. The men's group is on pause for a while. And Mark, will that be starting up again, or we don't know? In March, okay. Okay. Unless there is some passion from the men organically to begin another group, and of course we're open to do that. We're still in the midst of our 40 days of prayer, and if you'd like to join us with that, that's a sort of a prayer vigil that we're doing for Unity and for Reverend Patricia's next chapter of life as well. And you'll find that prayer link on our website, unitycharlottesville.org, and if you go to the top where it says prayers, and you click on the little icon there, you'll see the 40-day prayer, and you'll be able to access it and download it if you like. And the Parliament of World Religions is coming up next week, actually, starting Saturday night and all day Sunday, and then all day Monday as well. So, Patricia, you want to come up and talk about that, or?
I have some friends with me. The Parliament, yes. I'm going to be speaking on Sunday, this next Sunday at 7 p.m. I'm out of breath. And it is about compassionate grieving, living into a greater life. And we will have a link for you, right? Did you say how we could
will.
do that?
No, I don't know. if they're on the email, there's a link, and on the weekly email. If you're not on a weekly email, please call the church office and do that. And we'll send you a link, and we think we'll be able to share that with you.
Yes.
Right.
we're
And we're
hoping.
looking into, there are other events there as well. One of the keynote speakers is the Dalai Lama and some other folks. We're trying to figure out a way to, been given permission to do this as a church, to show this, but they haven't told us how to do it yet. So look for your weekly email this week, and we'll send out a special note on how to do that.
And my workshop is 45 minutes. I'm in partnership with another woman from California. So it's not all day.
And Mark, you want to talk about the app?
I think Don said something really, really good a minute ago, which was you can find the information for the Parliament on the weekly email. The weekly email is going to be your best place if you want to explore this app. There's an area there where you click on the link, and if you have an Android phone, it'll take you right to the Android Play Store. If you have an iPhone, it'll take you right to the iPhone store, and you can just download it like that, and that is in our weekly email. And you can look behind me and see all the wonderful things that this app does. I think we've got 25 people now that have logged on to the app. I helped John do it this morning just before church. John, was it hard? Is it fun? So simple, he can do it. He's only had a smartphone for 2 years. Okay, so go to that. If you're not on the weekly email, please get onto it, because all of the heartbeat of what we do in the church is there. That's all.
Thanks. And we have some good news, actually 2 pieces of good news. One is that we have found a new office manager to replace Mark.
We can never replace him.
You can't replace him, just to take his position, not replace. So Christine starts tomorrow, and thanks to your prayers, and Maria helped out with a wonderful lead. And her name is Christine. She'll be beginning tomorrow, and we will hook her brain and Mark's brain and their hearts together and begin the transfer tomorrow. So, the Vulcan Mind Meld, yes. And also our new youth ed director, actually director of youth and family ministries, also will have his beginning of training next week with Kate, and he'll be training with us with Kate for a month. His official start date will be November 14th, but his name is Mark Boston. He's a wonderful guy and a children's author and just a fabulous fellow. So be great for our parents and children as well. So thank you for your prayers. This is just wonderful. Our pastoral care team is here. The Healing Helpers will be meeting back here right after the service, and Peggy and Buddy are here for prayers. And virtual fellowship for those of you online. You can stay on for a few minutes and talk together as well. So Kate, you want to come up?
We are walking as the light of God. 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 We are walking, walking, we are walking, walking, we are walking as the light of God. We are walking, walking, we are walking, walking, we are walking as the light of God.
Oh my gosh, what an incredible time we all had today. Kate, you were absolutely radiant and wonderful and creative. And what did we get to do today? Does anybody want to talk about it?
Today we learned about release and how sometimes we have to let things go.
Yes, you're right. And I was talking about my release and letting go of my position here. And so we all got to talk about that today. And we had a wonderful opportunity. Do you want to say what we made? Do you want to tell them what we made?
We made release wands.
Release wands. Can you show them? See that? And so they blessed me, and they were just wonderful, and I had such a wonderful time with all of you. And I love you guys. Love you very much.
And we love you.
Thank you. Well, let's bless these wonderful people together, please. children, uniteens, YUers, teachers, and parents. You are loved, special, and important. So true, so true.
All right, now you go back to those parents of yours.
Yes. Thank you, thank you. Well, our healing helpers will be available in the corner if you'd like to share time with them and pray together. And Peggy is here to hold you in one-on-one prayer.
And Dawn, bookstore's open?
And also Buddy is here for one-on-one prayer.
Yeah.
Don Brady will be opening the bookstore. Wonderful things in there. So let us...
Well, and just
yeah.
a reminder that next week, if you came in a little bit late, next week is our 2021 annual meeting, so you're all invited to attend that. It'll be hybrid, so it'll be in person downstairs right after the service, and also online, so anyone on Zoom or YouTube can watch it as well. And we're going to be electing 2 new board members, members for the new nominating team, and giving you a review of our updated finances. By the way, another piece of good news, the United States government has forgiven us our payroll protection plan loan.
Yes, thank you.
So they gifted us $31,800 this year and then forgave us, which is wonderful.
Yes, really wonderful. And thanks to Don for putting in all the paperwork. Thank you.
So thanks to everybody who helped out. Henry, terrific up there. Thank you, Henry and John and Bob
Yes.
and Aisha and Mark. And our music, that never sounded better. It's so beautiful this morning. Thank you so much, you
Yes.
guys. It was
Thank
great.
you.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
And Carol and Barbara welcoming folks. So thank you everybody.
And I trust you carried on while I was
I did carry
downstairs.
on.
Very well, I bet.
There was a joke. Ask
I
him
have
about the
faith,
joke.
You. Well, let us stand and join hands. Oh, no, don't join hands, I'm sorry. Cancel. That was an old,
Don't even
an old
breathe on
tape.
each other.
An
Don't-
old tape. And our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well.
There it is.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
I know.